Welcome back to Words of Wonder, the animation journey. Today, we're exploring a story that is as simple as it is profound, a story of love, companionship, and the quiet beauty of everyday life. We're talking about She and Her Cat, a short yet deeply moving animation from the brilliant mind of Makoto Shinkai. Unlike the grand, sweeping narratives of some of his other works, She and Her Cat invites us to slow down and look at life from a unique perspective, through the eyes of a cat. So, let's step into this delicate world where ordinary moments become extraordinary and love speaks in its gentlest form. Part 1. The premise, a simple, everyday story. She and Her Cat begins in the most unassuming of settings, an ordinary apartment shared by a young woman and her cat. The story is narrated from the perspective of the cat, Chobi, who reflects on his life with his owner. Chobi sees his owner as his entire world. To him, she is perfect, kind, and radiant, a source of unconditional love. But as viewers, we notice the quiet struggles she endures. She's navigating the loneliness and hardships of adulthood, dealing with an isolating routine and the weight of unspoken sadness. This dual perspective, Chobi's adoration contrasted with the woman's quiet melancholy, forms the heart of the story. It's a reminder of the invisible connections that bind us to those who love us, even when we don't realize it. Part 2. The cat's perspective. One of the most unique aspects of She and Her Cat is its narration. Chobi's voice is calm, contemplative, and deeply loving. He observes his owner with an innocence and devotion that only a pet could provide. To Chobi, every action of hers is meaningful. The way she pours his food, the sound of her footsteps when she returns home, the way she gazes out the window, all of it is imbued with love. But there's also a sense of helplessness in Chobi's narration. He senses her sadness, but doesn't fully understand it. He wishes he could do more for her, yet his presence, silent, loyal, and unwavering, is already enough. This perspective invites us to consider how animals perceive us. While we may see ourselves as flawed or struggling, to them, we are everything. It's a beautiful, humbling thought. Part 3. Themes of connection and solitude. At its core, She and Her Cat is a story about connection. It's about how the simplest bonds can provide comfort in the darkest moments. The young woman, though never named, feels isolated. Her life is marked by routine, work, meals, sleep. But through it all, Chobi is there. He's a constant presence, offering quiet companionship and unconditional love. This connection is not one-sided. While Chobi adores his owner, she also relies on him. In her quiet moments, she strokes his fur, talks to him, and finds solace in his presence. Their relationship, though wordless, is a lifeline for both of them. Makoto Shinkai's ability to capture this delicate balance, the loneliness of the woman and the devotion of her cat, is what makes this story so poignant. Part 4. The visual and emotional impact. The animation style of She and Her Cat is simple yet evocative. The grayscale palette mirrors the mundanity of everyday life, but also highlights the emotional warmth shared between the woman and Chobi. The use of light and shadow is particularly striking. The apartment feels both confined and intimate, a space where loneliness exists, but also where love quietly thrives. Part 5. Reflections on the story. What makes She and Her Cat so impactful is its universality. Most of us have experienced the bond between a human and an animal, a relationship that is pure, simple, and healing. Chobi's perspective reminds us of the profound impact we have on the lives of our pets. While we may see them as our companions, they often see us as their entire world. In their eyes, we are perfect, even when we feel anything but. At the same time, the woman's struggles are deeply relatable. Her quiet moments of sadness, her search for meaning, and her reliance on the unspoken love of her cat all reflect the complexities of being human. Makoto Shinkai doesn't need grand gestures or elaborate plots to tell this story. Instead, he shows us that the smallest, quietest moments can hold the greatest meaning. Part 6. Closing Thoughts. She and Her Cat is a love letter to the quiet connections that sustain us. It's a reminder that even in our loneliest moments, we are never truly alone. Love can be found in the simplest gestures, the smallest companions, and the most ordinary days. Thank you for joining me on this journey through She and Her Cat. Until next time, may you find beauty in the ordinary and wonder in every story. This is Words of Wonder, the animation journey. Stay curious.